Or should I put my hair up?
My hair's fine. Oh, we just got all the views.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Internet.
Welcome. Welcome to the Nights of the Drunk Watch. My name is Zach.
I'm Audie.
I'm Kate.
That's Mark.
Washing dishes.
Being the domestic.
Like men should in the kitchen. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Yes.
barefooted and pregnant.
I love working in my kitchen.
Yes,
There you go.
And we love it when he works in the kitchen.
Because we get to eat delicious food.
Oh my God,
And
so
we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And
now our talk
talk
begins.
begins.
Tonight, we've never clinked.
I wanted to clean.
Tonight we're discussing Handmaid's Tale Season 3, Episode 3 and 4.
And 4.
So spoilers all the way up to 4. So if you're watching the Handmaid's Tale and haven't seen up to Episode 4,
Goodbye,
goodbye.
come back.
Yeah. Don't go bye-bye. Just
Goodbye,
Exit
come back.
and then
watch
come back.
for later.
Yeah, save
And then,
us.
Sorry.
yeah.
And if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Also, the notifications bell so you can be notified
No,
every
it's
time we
fine.
do a new video. We will be doing a new video tomorrow for Stranger Things.
that drops like in an hour and a half from now.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I've got to stay off the internet because people
There
are going to be
people who are
binging it
in
tonight.
midnight.
Yeah.
They're going to be like posts at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I should not be
double
seeing.
time.
We're going to wake up to
I already
gifts.
heard that some of the creators were saying like the finale of this season was the greatest thing they've ever filmed.
Oh, I'm
Right.
excited.
That's not hype at all.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways, but
This
we're
is
here.
the best thing I've ever done.
Well, the
We're
bar's
here
been
about
low.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yes,
we
we
are.
are. So I know what I want to talk about first.
Yes.
All right, Zach, go.
I want to
guess.
go by characters, right? That's
Okay.
like the easiest thing to do in these
Yeah.
episodes. WTF, Commander Lawrence.
Okay.
I feel like I need Andrew to explain to me what the hell is going on with Commander Lawrence.
We still don't know. I think.
I have my theory, but what do you...
No, you go
No,
first.
tell
Shit,
us
you
your
started
theory.
this.
I don't even know if I have a
fine.
theory.
You know, we're going to sign out. I think he is gay.
Why? What does that add to?
I
or
mean, that
detract
ass caught.
from, or
What do you mean, what does add or subtract?
like, what is?
Well, I mean, having a closeted gay man be the architect or one of the architects of Gilead would be an interesting side to this
'Cause
society.
It would
right?
also
'cause
explain
he
why.
doesn't have an interaction, like in theory, because also we know that he does a lot of esoteric writing. So
Right.
esoterically, he doesn't
Wait.
interact
Can
with.
you please define that word for me?
Just like it's not realistic. It is idealistic almost, but just
Right.
metaphysical
or
sort
outside
of.
of the,
Close to fantasy.
Yeah,
like,
outside of the realms that we have to deal with, you can talk about all these things. It's like the equivalent of anytime you do a physics problem, you negate air friction.
right.
That's esoterics for like morals.
But like it puts things in a vacuum.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's no other variables, but you're just looking at one thing.
Yeah.
And
you
you
have to think about
extrapolate
like
from
these two things without the outside push of anything else.
All that vocabulary lesson aside, I think it's also really interesting. It would explain why he is both sort of bitter and at the same time sort of commiserates with the women because he's also living under the oppression of this thing
he's
that
also
he
closeted.
created.
I mean, that would just be a very interesting and to me it seems like he's an
I started this conversation saying that he could
I like this. What is
be
this?
outside. Stop it. He could be outside of the whole like idea of what relationships were or like what the typical relationship was and say, if we lose the ability to have children, we would have to do it this way. And he wouldn't think about the complexities that happen with men and women or anything of that. He just
Yeah.
he published.
He would know you had to
He published
procreate.
all of these things being a gay man, and so now that he has to be in
Right.
it, he is a powerful man. But he doesn't. He has like a woman who is broken as his wife, and he doesn't ever have the ceremony with his handmaid.
It's very beardish, if you know what a
Yeah.
beard
It
is.
very
I don't
much
know.
is beardish.
So a
and
beard
it
is
would make
like a
sense.
closeted gay man having a wife or a girlfriend.
So that he could exist in society. She is
Oh,
fully
okay.
aware of what she is
Right.
there. She's not. She doesn't think she is his wife.
We're
She
putting
is
on
there
airs.
to protect his.
Closetedness.
Got it.
What was
I don't
gonna say?
disagree with any of that. I think it's possible.
I think the way he is so elitist to everybody, like I don't see him as sexist. I think he's an ass to everyone equally. So
well, it's sort of that Sherlock Holmes
exerting his power.
It's sort of like that Sherlock Holmes kind of concept in the BBC version where he finds himself to be above everybody else because intellectually he is.
Right.
And he is. He's the ego of the intellectual.
But I don't see him treating the women any different than he would.
What was it's not that, but we do see this often, and I think this is like a trope that is used of when the intellectual meets his match. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't understand that an intellectual is being a dick until they meet someone who's like, the fuck? And so probably this guy, Lawrence, has never encountered someone to be like, nah, bitch, until June.
Right.
And now he's starting to meet his match, but he's not sure if she's just cocky or if she actually can back up what she's doing.
I have a question. What was the whole purpose of him doing that whole thing with having her grab the book?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions
about
about
that.
that
Oh,
scene.
she has to pretend she can't read. But why was he doing that?
So we had talked earlier about when he quizzed her on what is the punishment for
Entering
a
the door.
handmaid answering the door. And she didn't know, and he said he didn't know. And so it was him trying to figure out what she knows about what she can and cannot do. She knows she can't read. So him showing her that
she's not supposed to read.
She's not supposed to read. She's not allowed to read. So him showing that he can give her the power to find what she needs without her getting in trouble might be one side of it. Like, that would be the most optimistic view of what that scene showed. Of him showing, I can support you without you getting in trouble and we can both make, like, a step forward.
And I think going on what Audie said was, I think if we're seeing him as on our side, but it can't be overtly like, I'm helping a handmaid.
Right.
So he has to, with so many words, inviting her into the room and telling her, you need to pay attention to what is going on.
This is how they think of women.
And you need to play the game. You can't win it if you don't play. So I guess he can't tell her that in so many words.
Mm-hmm. Well, but also when the first question before do you know what the punishment for a handmaid is, his questions were, can you handle a situation? Can you make a decision?
Well, I think a lot of that led into her triage.
Exactly.
And all of the things she had to do.
But, like, that is such a key thing for, like, people who are incompetent in life.
Right.
And this is something that, like, those of us who are competent have to deal with, and it's struggling, who cannot handle
driving in Houston?
Anything. They can't handle a wrong situation. They cannot make a decision when it's important. And so while that seems like a very basic question, can you handle
problem solving?
A situation? Yeah, can you handle problem solving?
Critical
thinking.
thinking.
You make a decision?
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's more than that. It's not just the ability to logically make a decision. It's, do you have the strength to do what has to be done in order for this to change? Like, do you have the strength to sacrifice so many for the cause that you believe in?
Oh, and that was the 5.
Yeah. I really wanted to see the 5.
I think
we will see
We're
them.
going to see the 5. And I think covertly he has told her, the way you're doing it, you done fucked up. You're getting people killed.
Do you think he intended her to make a team?
Yes.
I think so.
By doing that,
For
I'm
sure.
such a dummy. I did not
No,
see that
but I
happening
think-
at all.
No, but I don't think that's necessarily true. That's just an opinion.
No,
They didn't validate that. They didn't
But
Well,
just
why
also,
else would he
like-
let her choose? He's like, here's the... I mean, it would be one thing if he were just trying to exert, like, power or whatever, be like, here, point to 5 people right now. Say. But he's like, here's their files, read
with their
history.
occupation, their age,
Find
their
out
history.
That's
how
true.
important-
Moral.
Right.
That's true. He did talk about the morals. So
And-
yeah,
and
that's
he
And he
knows
talked
she
about how
can
pointless
read.
the morals were.
Yeah.
And so that's why she picked a thief.
Yeah.
Because that moral stance on her card must have been rough, but he said that was pointless.
Yeah. Well, I will say so far, Commander Lawrence, it would be interesting if Commander Lawrence was gay, because so far Commander Lawrence is the only male character that has exhibited a serious spine. I still don't feel like even Nick exhibits that because of how he was with his wife, and he's always sort of wishy-washy. And
We see this in Lawrence because he doesn't always, and I think this is such a key thing to pay attention to, is the people who don't always give the greeting.
oh yeah.
Lawrence rarely gives the greeting he's supposed to.
He's like, yeah.
Everybody gives the greeting.
But if he's an intellectual, he is not the kind of person that's designed to fit into the mold.
No, I understand.
He's not gonna...
But you start to see, like, even from, like, I mean, I feel like the greeting was always strange, and you started to see the people who said it sarcastically or like with a tone. Like, if you were paying attention to that specific point, which I always was because it always felt so fucked up, it is said with different tones, and like even when some of the handmaids are like go to their new house, they're like, oh yeah, may the Lord choose me as wanting or whatever they say that's fucked up. Some of them are just like, yeah, fuck this, and he will just dismiss them. And then in episode 4, when she saw Serena, or 3, whatever, we saw her dismiss it completely, where Serena
she just
started
said hi.
and she said hi. And so I think that is like building a closeness with the person that you're with, but also understanding that it's all bullshit.
Well, that's what things like that do. Standardized questions and answers, they depersonalize the interaction.
Right.
I do want to talk a little bit about Serena, because Serena had like a massive...
Do we think she tried to kill herself or just baptism?
I vote for baptism.
I vote for baptism.
I think
she was baptized in fire, then she was baptized in water.
Okay.
I don't think she ever meant to kill herself.
She took her fucking finger off.
Because she didn't want to be that person anymore.
Yeah, it was a crutch. It was a literal crutch.
I think she definitely put the bullet in the gun and put the gun on the desk.
No.
And was
I think it had crossed her mind.
And she's just not... She's in a vulnerable place, and I knew she wasn't going to go through with it because she's just not that strong of a character again. Like, she's lost her strength. I think she will be there. No, I think. Yeah, for sure.
I think hers is going to be. Oh, if I could, I'm just going to draw a bunch of like graphs of the strength of the characters.
Do it.
But if hers, it would be like real high when she managed to create Gilead, and then low, and then higher she got a handmaid, low again.
She's a mom,
and then once she got like.
She became a mom and went up.
And, but also with June as her co-mom, I think she became incredibly strong.
And then she had her finger cut off and it plummeted again.
And that could have broken her, but I think it broke her less than we think. And I think that she's coming back in a way that is not in response to the thumb.
I just wish she would do something already about it.
Well, she's starting to. I mean, she just gave.
She's positioning herself.
Yeah, and she's listening. She's not doing all about her anymore. Right. It's not all about her anymore.
I mean, well, like for us, the audience sitting here watching it, we keep saying, "Hurry up, go do something," but then it's like. No, like, they have to play the slow con.
Well, it's the
same, long con.
Not to bring this whole thing into it, but it was the exact same thing with Sansa. Like, we waited for freaking, 6-7 seasons for Sansa to get her shit together. Yeah. But when she finally did, she was formidable. We liked her over Daenerys. We were like, fuck yes, Queen Sansa, Queen of the North.
I think that actress has played such interesting characters.
Elizabeth Moss?
No. Yvonne Strahovski.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's done stuff that has like changed. All of her characters have had a strong arc, whether it was the blonde girl in Chuck or Hannah in Dexter.
Like, I loved her as Hannah in Dexter.
She's great as Sarah in Chuck.
Yeah, but as Sarah, but even in that, she was the hot girl. Then she's had very good character arcs. So I like that as an actress, she's also having an.
And it also, I mean, she seems to understand that. Fred doesn't control her anymore. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't control anything.
Right, but before she would okay, I will submit to my husband. Like that was still a part of like her thinking. But now it's like you just don't talk.
He's
to me.
literally a puppet at this point.
Kind of think is that like she could form what the movement needs now is wives. It needs the power. Like it has the grassroots of. All of the foreign entities, but also the Marthas and the handmaids and the guardians, I guess, or the Eye or whatever. Like some of those are involved, but you need the actual power, and that can be her if she can stand it. She tried already, and she got her finger cut off. So now it is if she's going to try again.
Like Offred said, you still had half the women standing with you.
Yes.
Don't ignore those people.
I think
Yes.
I
It's
think
never going to be all.
Right.
I think that scene with One-Eyed Lady is really what changed everything with Janine.
Yeah.
Because she asked for the baby, and in that moment it could have been really bad. But
Right.
even that wife of all people was
Well,
like...
but not of all people, because that wife saw this actual mother, like biological mother of her child, help her child get
Save
better.
her child.
Right.
Oh,
She
yeah.
got sick and
But
woke
then
up.
she saw her almost kill her.
No, before that though. That was way before that. And then when this baby got sick and this woman showed up, like, we know this woman is unstable. She tried to kill her because she's unstable, but she
Right.
fixed her through mother's love.
Right.
Through mother's love. Sorry, I'm
Because
gonna have to
that's
drink.
the thing.
But at the same time, you could tell the tension. Like, the men were very like, no, this is crosses the boundaries and the rules.
But the
are
rules,
made.
but the
But the
rules.
women were
Did
like,
And
you
the women
see,
were like,
how
shut
in
the fuck
end
up, all
that
of you.
Scene, the men were just standing there, and they're still saying their snooty remarks, but it's like
Yeah.
they had no freaking power at all. But
Yeah.
but they don't realize it yet.
And I think that's why it's so important that, oh my god, if Serena, if that's not her character arc, is to become a powerful wife of a commander.
But remember what
She has to remember who she
Joseph
was.
said, June, at the beginning, also is, I just kept thinking about that through the 2 episodes, was there is no escaping.
No.
There is no rebellion. So if these wives rebel, they can never publish, like, this can never get out.
Right.
So the husbands have to keep it
And how are they going
quiet
to all
at
do
the
that?
right.
Yeah.
So I think that is
Right,
like
no,
a big. That's
there
what
is no
like
martyrdom. There is no
right.
escape.
I think
because
that
it's
is
all
the
heresy.
that is the key to the whole thing. Like they no matter what happens, they can never admit that this is
right.
a rebellion, right? So once that gets out, that there is that's
Because it's going to happen everywhere.
Right.
That's how it spreads. Can we talk about Aunt Lydia?
she done fucked up.
I thought she was dead.
She done fucked up.
She like
She's dead now.
She dead now.
She's
because
dead now.
She's gonna be.
showed
She's going to be on the wall, man.
Because
She pulled the curtain aside.
And yeah, she pulled. That is exactly what it is, Audie. Because there is it's
How the
so
sausage
easy
is made, quite literally.
to say like the handmaids do this and the Marthas do this and the commanders do this and no one knows what it is. And the handmaids are very good because they are pious and love God, and there's no other
And they
reason
totally
for it.
love doing this.
Yeah, and they love doing
Right.
this. When you see the person in power absolutely demolishing the person beneath them, you can no longer feign that that's true.
Overtly, like
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
with
how
a
they-
cane and a fucking cattle prod. That
Using
you were
the cattle
beating
prod
the person.
incorrectly.
Yes, beating the person with the cattle prod.
Well,
was
see,
so
because you know,
fucking
it's one of
genius.
those. They try to pretend that these handmaids were not all taken off into a freaking concentration camp and tortured into submission.
Into submission.
Like they don't see that.
I think there's this sense of like, to keep society flowing, we have to have this facade of peace and of things being tranquil.
Yep.
And only very rarely do we need to hang people from the trees.
Everything is fine.
Right. So this is not as barbaric as it seems.
No.
And
Those people
that
hanging up there,
moment-
they were people from yesterday.
And
so.
that
Not
moment
today.
of,
Not
of
today.
barbarity just opened up the whole thing. I thought it was great. It was great.
I would have liked it. What would have turned it up to 11 would have been if they would invite like a reporter from like Mexico or Canada. Like, look at our
Texas.
They're
Look
never
at-
Texas
gonna do
came
that.
over.
No,
But, like-
Gilead's never going to do that because they know they're fucking up.
Right, but like, look at our new babies. We had a baptism ceremony. Like, the pomp and circumstance of like, and then Aunt Lydia like just letting loose in front of the reporters and like you like.
And
Aunt
I think
Lydia is
it's
not gonna-
twice as good because immediately before that, they had that scene together.
Yeah.
Where Janine brought her the tea.
The plain tea.
and she was
Yeah.
like, I'm glad I saved you so I can beat your ass!
And so like, what is gonna happen to Aunt Lydia? They're not gonna kill her, but what's
I don't think they're going to kill her.
They
but
might strip her of her
colonies.
powers.
yeah, they might send
I
her
think
to the colonies.
She's gonna
yeah.
realize that she's not powerful.
I guess my question is, are there... Well, no, I guess technically they're not... okay, this takes us to the last thing. Sorry, I just
Sure, it's
over
the last
place.
thing. Why not?
I don't know if it's the last thing, but it's the last thing that happened, which is them finding baby Nicole.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And so, to follow that thread back, is there no...
I would like to, so I would just like to go back. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt because I was not here for the first couple of talks about this season, and I didn't get to talk about the end of last season. And at the end of last season, I was like, oh, all this is bullshit. Why did she leave? This is fucked up. What the fuck? And then I realized, can you imagine, and again, I haven't watched any of your videos, so if you've talked about this, can you imagine if she had shown up in Canada with this new baby, with another man, to Luke and said, oh, but our baby? I didn't find that one, no.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how fucked up that would be? Like,
God, then he would be even more whiny with
Right.
feelings.
Yeah, he was plenty whiny as it is.
That's all I could think. I was like, this is bullshit. But then I
Oh.
thought about that one thing, and I was like,
The
oh,
other scenario.
what? Right. You show up with not even your commander's baby, though. Some other dude you fucked and fell in love with. Can you take care of this baby while I lost the baby we fucked
No,
and
this
had?
wasn't the rape baby.
Yeah, no, this was not even the rape baby.
This is my
the...
cheating
hasn't
baby.
had
This is
any
my
baby.
love
I
child.
cheated on my rapist with this baby. Like, oh,
With the chauffeur!
With the hot
So
chauffeur.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
sorry, you'll miss this whole idea that I had.
You went full circle real quick, didn't you?
Holy shit. So no wonder she didn't leave because I couldn't fucking face Luke with that information. Woof.
That would have been one of
I
those
would
times
send
like,
Emily in a
I forgot.
heartbeat. Yeah.
I forgot what happened.
Yeah.
I left my body. I don't know. Huh?
Emily's a lot easier. This is your mom. This is your wife's baby. And sorry. And
I know
that's
nothing.
it.
So,
So,
no, well, at first I was watching the second episode 4, or I guess episode 3, whatever, whichever one. And I was wondering, so Serena's not
why
going
is
to
there a
face
warning sign on there?
any punishments?
Slow.
Like, I was like, is Serena
what?
not going to face? And then I realized, oh wait, they don't know that Serena and Offred conspired to
No.
send that baby. They think that Emily
Emily's
did.
Kidnapped her.
So,
And
this
then
whole
thus they blame Lydia for bringing her
Right,
back.
right. So I'm excited about this plot line. I'm excited to see because
But-
it finally is a chance for fucking Luke to fucking do something.
Run.
Do something, anything,
Run.
literally.
They're
But
coming for him.
Moira's gonna save his ass. Why am I even saying
I
that?
guess the
Moira's
question
He's gonna
dies.
do it, nothing.
does
Or is it
Canada
best?
have enough information to claim that they could figure out that this was June's baby based on her background? Like, do they have enough information about the handmaids?
June.
No. The handmaids to know that Offred is June.
Well, the Canadians didn't give that information. They found
Ooh,
it.
ooh, ooh,
The Giladians or whatever.
No, I know, but I'm saying in order to protect Luke, the only way that Luke could be protected is the only reason that Emily would have given Luke this baby is because she knew that Luke and June were married.
Right.
And if she found that out in Gilead, June is dead.
I think
Because she
Mark
talked
has
about
an
her
answer.
previous life.
All right. Well, see. So what happens if Weatherford, which one?
Waterford.
Yeah.
Waterford.
The crystal.
If he comes forward and tries to
Waterford
be like,
crystal?
that's my baby, even if he like infiltrated Canada or something,
yes.
and they're all like try to do a DNA test, and they're like,
Oh.
Nacho baby.
Don't do that. No. Don't do that.
Nacho baby. But Waterford knows it's not his baby.
You
No.
have to go through government channels to get the baby back. Like, they're
Nah,
like, that's not your baby.
he's gonna send some fucking special
Oh, yeah,
ops
for sure.
guardians
But are
in
they
there
gonna kill Luke?
to snatch.
sure.
They're gonna try.
They're gonna try. Yeah.
They're sure
But-
as shit gonna
But
try.
in their mind, how is Luke a
Do you
criminal in
think they're
this?
on a fair playing
I
field?
He's
He
Whoa,
has
whoa,
their
whoa.
baby.
Loud-
He has their baby, but
No,
how did
he's
he
a
get them?
dissident. He escaped. He escaped the borders. He
That's
is a
true, too.
criminal in Gilead.
And Waterford knows.
He's
him-
not allowed to leave.
Waterford knows his face because he threatened him when they went to Canada.
Oh yeah.
A lot of a good swath of Gilead is actually I know you guys are gonna feel like that's not true, but it is. You can look it up. Is based on
news.
on what happened in Romania during the late. A lot of the reproductive control and all of that, and some of it. And in Romania, if you were a dissident and you ran away, they would send people after you
Like a
because
deserter.
you were not supposed to, you're not supposed to leave, and it's illegal to leave the country without the permission of the government, which you will never get anyways. So they would actually send covert spies after you, even if you're just regular Joe Schmo trying to run across the border.
For a better job
Imagine if the illegals that ran away today had militia people covertly sent after them to be murdered. Like that, I think that's what they're doing.
I had a point and then I lost the point.
It's the drinking.
It's gone.
It is the drinking.
If Lawrence did all that research on June and knew all that about her, they definitely know that Luke and June are connected.
Oh yeah.
That's a for sure thing.
Yeah.
But see, oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I'm curious to know how Serena is gonna weasel themselves out of this.
Well, see, Serena immediately reacted. Did you see that? Oh, thank God, my baby, you found her. Like, she already was getting that attitude.
Well, but
or does she think that?
No, I think that she didn't start that reaction until June was there having her reaction at seeing, like, her unknown reaction at having to identify her husband holding her baby. As soon as she saw that, like, getting out of hand, she said, "Oh no, my baby!" Like I think
she like brought attention.
Someone's talking to us.
Hey, Waleed.
Hi.
I'm glad you're laughing at us.
Yes,
This
thank
was
you.
entertaining. Okay. I mean, I'm curious. Serena is prone to.
Well, I'm hoping
turncoating.
she's calming her teeter totter.
So,
but I think what's going to happen now is this.
I think she's on board with June, though.
This whole thing with the daughter and with Luca probably being in danger and knowing by connection the kid could be in danger as well of being brought back. I think this is going to make June accelerate her timeline to escape. Okay. I think she's going to accelerate her timeline in the use of the new team that she's brought together.
The Avenger team.
The Avengers. No, the D&D party. She's going to have the Martha Network. She's already figured out.
Network. Okay.
She's got Serena pulling strings and opening doors for her and pointing her in the right direction. Everything is lining up for her.
Yeah, everything's
she's
set
got
up real
Lawrence
nice
getting her to think in the right way. So obviously something horrible is going to happen and she's not going to make it. But I think that this is going to accelerate her timeline, and we're barreling towards the climax.
And
of
there's
the
also
season.
an uprising in Chicago.
Well,
so,
they took back Chicago, right?
So right now, all the authorities' attention kind of is turned.
To
Chicago. So like a lot of resources is like being used for there. So this is the perfect time, like you said, to accelerate your plan. Act now before.
Maybe she's gonna like they're talking about Chicago a lot. Maybe she's gonna make her way there, and then find a network to get out.
Wouldn't you go the other way? If all the resources are going there, you want to.
That's true.
Wait. Remind me exactly like what city is June kind of in?
They call I mean it's like it has to be by the shore because
she's right on the coast, so she's a ways from Chicago. That's not something you just get up and type.
Which is probably why it's such an uprising. It's probably further away from the government, close to Canada.
And Waterford is basically owned by these two women now. Like he bows before his wife because if she rebels, he's gonna look like shit. He's already in trouble.
He needs to keep up heirs because he's already been demoted.
And then June has power over him as well.
Mean?
Like demoted. Like Nick
he's not a commander anymore.
He's not a commander. No, he was the same.
He was the top commander.
Oh, and now he's not.
When the bomb went off, he was not supreme leader, but he was basically supreme leader. And then when your wife burned your house down,
hi Andrew,
you don't have your shit together, so we're gonna just bring you back down and elevate Nick.
Yeah.
So now him and Nick are. Probably
I don't even understand why Nick is still on the show. Like, honestly.
Well, he was leaving, so.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I've got.
We're wrapping up. We're not.
Okay.
We're not spoiling anything.
All right. Take us home, Audie.
So we are the Knights of the. Yeah, we should have had Andrew come in here and do it.
That's fine.
We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and now our talk has ended.
Wow, good job.
Good job.
Happy 4th of July.
I nailed it.
Bye.
Happy America Day.
America, I wore my stars.
America.